Deion Sanders making a new decision to take his talents elsewhere, from moving from Jackson State, Mississippi, all the way to Colorado, which is a PWI or predominantly white institution, that got people in a uproar saying that he turned his back on his people and his community. I wanted to play something that I saw. This is what he said. Then I want to get Scotty's take on it, and I want to hear from you folks of my online culture crew. Check us out what Coach Prime had to say.
Once did I say they're going to put a tombstone with my name on it at Jackson State, so I wasn't going to die here. Y'all know that. Everything I said I would do, I did. Everything I said I wanted to happen, I tried my darnest to make it happen. We've exceeded, I think, expectations in some realm. But when I don't fit into someone else's plan and purpose, now there's ridicule. But you forgot about my plan and God's purpose. That's where the dysfunction comes. I reached a point where I said to myself, we're going to go out there and recruit another great class. And we were, and TC will. And we're going to win again. So at what point do we keep dominating that you don't get mad at us for dominating? Because it's a level of dominance where you start to turn. And I felt that. We start to get tension from our own people because you're dominant and you start saying, well, that's Prime. He can recruit that. We ain't got that. We don't have this. We heard that last night. You're 4 and 5 stars. Yeah, because we recruit those and they sign. But it comes a time that that's not what it's all about for me. I'm a winner. I've always won. I'm going to win. Y'all know that if you've done your homework. But it's bigger than that. It's about increasing enrollment. It's about the safety of students. It's about going to the next level, not just in football. I would love to go to another conference. Is the rest of the school ready? Is the baseball team ready? Is the basketball teams ready? Or just the football team? So you make it just about football, and it's not just about football to me. It's about our trainers and kids that the fire alarms may go off and not being turned off at 3:15 in the morning. It's about people that may not have the proper safety on a campus that they should. I'm not just talking about Jackson State. I'm talking about everywhere. So the things that I want to accomplish, I can't do it by just being the darn football coach and winning games. I can't do it. And I reached a point where I had a real conversation with the Lord. Now, it's funny how you believe the Lord when he said to come here, but you don't believe me when I tell you the Lord may tell me to do otherwise. It's like my God is talking to you about me. I don't think he works like that. But it's so much more that I can't do because that's not my occupation. I'm a football coach and a darn good one. And name one thing in football that we haven't accomplished that I said we would. But it's bigger than that. And until we address these underlying issues that nobody wants to talk about, ain't nothing gonna change. Football, yes. But what else is gonna change? And I'm a change agent. That's what it's all about to me. Because I'm not just attached to the football players, the equipment persons, the trainers, the academic persons, everybody on campus. When we leave, you're going to find out what all we did, because they don't really talk about the positivity until we go. You'll find out what all we did for Jackson State and all we wanted to do for Jackson State. I just pray to God that in all that get some understanding on change. And where change really starts. And it does not start in the football department. God, it was good. That was a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, Coach Sanders.
Thank you, Sam, for clapping me off.
Is he setting this? Did he set the record straight, culture crew? Share your thoughts with me. Post your comments in our chat on YouTube, Facebook, Black Star Network. Let's bring my guy Scotty of Off Script TV. Checking in with him. Can we get Scotty on? All right, we don't have, okay, he's not on. All right, let me, I got my brother Michael in Hotep on. Let me get my brother Michael in. Brother Michael.
Hey,
we got you,
man.
Faraji. I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm all right, brother.
All right, good. What do you make of what Deion had to say? That he did what he set out to do in the football space.
Right.
He wanted to do more for the university at large, and he just made a decision that he felt was the best decision for him. People are still upset. People still for a certain type of way, Brother Michael, about this change. But what do you make of it?
Well, he's talking about purpose. And he said he was led to Jackson State University, led to HBCUs by God. And he's basically saying he's led to Colorado State by the same God as well. And he's talking about purpose, and he's talking about a purpose beyond coaching in football also. Right. And what's interesting is that so many people, and you got people running around doing interviews and castigating him and saying he's a disappointment because he didn't do what they said their purpose was for him. They haven't had a conversation with him. Yeah. Okay. He's talking about being driven by the same passion, by the same God that brought him to Jackson State University. And he's talking about increasing enrollment. And it sounds like and we're going to find out all that he did with Jackson State University as well, because as I said, I can't remember. Actually, he was on Charlene Mitchell's show here in Detroit, 9:10 a.m. WFDF, the radio station I'm on, and I also talked about it on my show. There was an article from thegrio.com, I think it was. And I'm trying to pull this up, where he donated half his salary to finish the stadium there at Jackson State University. Okay, that doesn't get talked about. All right, so is much more to Deion than football, and people are trying to just keep him in this little box, and he's saying he's much more than that, and the impact that he's going to have, the impact that he's had on Jackson State University and the impact that he will have on Colorado is much more than football as well. So people are trying to project their own shortcomings onto him.
Talking about purpose, let's bring my guy Scotty off Script TV on. Hey, Scotty.
What's goody?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well.
So Deion just wanted to set the record straight this weekend, giving some remarks about his decision. What do you make of it, Scotty?
Listen, once again, I never blame somebody for doing better for them or trying to upgrade in what their profession is. He's been at the highest of highest as a player. Why would he not expect to try to challenge himself as a coach? The thing about donating his salary to finish it, that's not true. Like, the narrative has been flipped, right? So the project was already done. What Deion added his money to was to things that he wanted added, and that the workforce, that they would add more workforce to get it done faster. So that's really what he added his money to. It wasn't that.
Yeah, by August. I think it was like by August of 2022 to get it done by that time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to start the season with, the player, the renovations being done towards the Walter Payton Center so that his players could go in to have the players lounge. And it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it. It's nice inside. But, people like to kind of, change the narratives a little bit. And then you get all this prime, as we call them in the space, primettes who are prime. But you're like, you haven't been on the ground, or you haven't talked to the people on the day-to-day at the HBCUs who say, like, don't get me wrong, they're grateful for Prime, but there's a lot of things that Prime did not do that he gets a lot of credit for that it had nothing to do with him.
So at this point, I mean, do you feel like the record is being set straight? I mean, his explanation of why he's deciding to make a move and what was going on in his head during that decision, do you feel like it's clear that, or is there still going to be some more controversy around it?
It's always going to be some more controversy around it because of the fact of a lot of people are emotional. I said it last time, when you bring God into anything around the Bible Belt, it's going to have a complication to it because, people are going to start challenging you on your rhetoric or when you came. You said God brought you here. You said you were going to do this. You said you was going to change the playing field. You said you was going to level the playing field. You said, you're going to have people come back home. So now you have all these players that came to HBCUs and you leave. Now all the players that you brought that was supposed to level the playing field, that was supposed to change the game, they're leaving with you to go to Colorado. So now Jackson State is back into the deficit that it was when you first got there. So how does that make sense?
Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punch!
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?